Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some essential tips to help you improve your chess game. Whether you're a beginner or looking to up your game, these tips are going to be super helpful. You know, a lot of people watch chess and they think it's all just about being super smart and seeing these crazy long lines, but honestly a lot of it comes down to just understanding the fundamentals. So today, we're going to break down some key concepts that can really elevate your game. So buckle up and let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the center. You see that middle area of the board? That's prime real estate in chess. You want to control that area because it gives your pieces more mobility. Think of it like this: if your pieces are stuck on the sides or in the back, they're kind of like that rook in the corner at the beginning of the game. They don't have a lot of options. But if you control the center, your pieces can move around more freely and put pressure on your opponent's pieces. You know, sometimes I see players, especially beginners, they're kind of just moving pieces around, not really thinking about the center. That's a recipe for disaster. You want to be active in the center, control those key squares, and dictate the flow of the game. Trust me, controlling the center is a game changer. Okay, so you've started the game, you're controlling the center, what's next? Develop your pieces. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many players neglect this. You want to get those pieces off the back rank and into the game as quickly as possible. Think of it like this: each piece has a role to play, but they can't do anything if they're stuck back there on the first rank, right? You want your knights to be active, your bishops controlling diagonals, and your queen ready to jump into action. The faster you develop your pieces, the more options you have, and the more pressure you can put on your opponent. And remember, developing your pieces isn't just about getting them off the back rank, it's about putting them on good squares where they can control key areas of the board. Let's talk about king safety, specifically castling. Look, I get it, attacking is fun, but you know what's not fun? Getting checkmated because your king is hanging out in the center of the board. That's why castling early is so important. Castling not only gets your king to a safer position, but it also connects your rooks, which can be super powerful in the middle game and end game. Now there are two ways to castle, kingside and queenside, and the best choice often depends on the position. But generally, you want to castle early and get that king tucked away behind a wall of pawns. Trust me, a safe king is a happy king. And a happy king means you can focus on what really matters: crushing your opponent. Now let's talk about pawn structure. I know, pawns might seem kind of boring compared to the more powerful pieces. But trust me, pawn structure is super important. Think of your pawns like the foundation of a house. A strong pawn structure can provide a solid base for your pieces, while a weak one can leave you vulnerable to attack. One of the key things to remember about pawn structure is to avoid creating weaknesses. Things like doubled pawns, isolated pawns, or backward pawns can be real liabilities. Now I'm not saying you should be afraid to move your pawns, but you want to do it with a purpose. Always think about how your pawn moves are affecting your overall pawn structure. This last tip is crucial. Plan ahead. Chess isn't just about the move you're making right now, it's about the moves you're going to make several turns down the line. Now, I'm not saying you need to calculate every single possible variation like some kind of chess engine. But you should always be thinking about your opponent's plans and how your moves are going to affect the position in the long run. Before you make a move, ask yourself a few questions. What's my opponent's threat? What are my plans? How will this move affect my position in the future? By thinking a few moves ahead, you can avoid making costly blunders and start to see opportunities that you might have otherwise missed. Remember, chess is a game of strategy and planning. The more you plan ahead, the better your chances of outmaneuvering your opponent and achieving victory. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful. Just remember, becoming a better chess player takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep playing, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun. Be sure to check out the description for some awesome resources and links to help you further improve your game. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more chess content. Until next time, keep those brains sharp and I'll see you on the chessboard.